Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings for Manchester United's 4-1 win against Newcastle. So, David De Gea, going to give him a 6 out of 10. Didn't really have a lot to do. He made a close range save to deny Joelinton. Couldn't do anything about Mankio's equaliser. De Gea hasn't had a bad start to this season. I thought he was very good in the 1-0 win against Wolves before the international break. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 10. I thought he endured a poor game. He was wasteful in possession at times. His crossing was poor, and he made a number of mistakes defensively and didn't show enough attacking intent. Raphael Varane, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he did very well on his home debut. He was unlucky not to score from that diving header from the corner. I thought Varane was very effective in the air. Harry Maguire, gonna give him a 6 out of 10. He was okay, wasn't brilliant. He was the main culprit for Newcastle's equaliser. Luke Shaw, gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Luke Shaw was much better in the second half than he was in the first half. Luke Shaw showed some good attacking intent, made some very good runs, and he got an assist for one of Ronaldo's goals. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought Pogba dictated the play well, and he got 2 assists in the game. Pogba has got 7 assists in 4 games. What a start to the season he has endured. Nemanja Matic, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was good throughout, and he looks very disciplined in that midfield. Obviously Matic started ahead of Van der Beek, which I didn't agree with. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He scored a fantastic goal from 25 yards out. But to be honest with you, up until the goal, Bruno Fernandes was pretty quiet. Could have had more than one goal though, because he had a couple of other good chances. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Mason Greenwood's shot led to Ronaldo's first goal.
Fucking shut up!
Sorry. Jadon Sancho, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Thought he did very, very well. He was much better than he was in the game against Wolves before the international break. Thought some of Sancho's link-up play at times yesterday was very, very good. Sancho obviously started on the left-hand side. Cristiano Ronaldo, gonna give him a 9 out of 10. Ronaldo scored twice on his second debut. Ronaldo's first goal came from a mistake from Newcastle's goalkeeper Woodman. Ronaldo's second goal was good. He powered it inside the box and it went through Woodman's legs. We brought substitutions on in the game. Saw Jesse Lingard come on. Give him a 7 out of 10. You know, he came off the bench and scored. The build-up play was lovely to Jesse Lingard's goal. Don't forget, Jesse Lingard recently rejected a new Man United contract offer over playing time concerns. Despite him being in the last year of his deal, in the summer transfer window, Lingard snubbed the return to West Ham. By the way, Man United have set a cut price Jesse Lingard fee. We want £12 million for him in January. Anthony Martial came on in the game. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. He played a part in Lingard's goal. It was a lovely dummy from Martial. And Donny van de Beek came on in the game, and I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Van de Beek did quite well when he came on, got in some good positions and had some nice touches. So that is your player ratings from Manchester United's 4-1 win against Newcastle. Man United are now top of the Premier League. We have won 3 games out of 4, so we've registered 10 points from 12. It was a good performance by Manchester United. Newcastle, I thought, were poor for the vast majority of the game. For the vast majority of the game, Newcastle parked the bus. Newcastle, though, did look threatening on the counter-attack. Newcastle have endured an abysmal start to the season. They are winless so far. I'm expecting Newcastle to sack Steve Bruce at some point this season. He's a very, very poor manager. Never rated him. I think a lot of Newcastle fans were disappointed when Rafa Benitez resigned, because to be fair, Newcastle were consistent under Rafa Benitez. The reason Rafa Benitez resigned is because he didn't get backed enough. Newcastle's owner is Mike Ashley. He's been Newcastle's owner for like 14 years. Mike Ashley bought Newcastle for 135 million back in 2007. At one point there was talks of Mike Ashley selling Newcastle, because at one point the Saudi Arabians were in talks over taking over Newcastle. Newcastle do have some injuries. Obviously there was no Callum Wilson playing for them yesterday because he's out with injury. Anderson's out with injury. John Joe Shelby's out with injury. Ryan Fraser's out with injury. Dubravka, he's also out with injury. So there you go. Hayden played yesterday, but he's just come back from injury. Darlow, who's Newcastle's first choice goalkeeper, he's just recovered from COVID-19. Paul Dummett, I think he's just come back from injury. But like I said, we've got a very, very good record against Newcastle. The last time Newcastle beat us at Old Trafford was back in 2013. It was a goal from Cabaye. In the summer transfer window, Newcastle let Kyle Scott go. They loaned Matty Longstaff out to Aberdeen. Was it this year or was it last year? They lost Yedlin. Last season, we beat Newcastle 3-1 at Old Trafford and beating them 4-1 at St James's Park. Man United's next game is Young Boys in the Champions League group stage on Tuesday. The preview for that will be coming up later on today. I think Man United have got a very good chance of winning the Premier League this season, especially with us re-signing Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. The other week, Solskjaer told his Manchester United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble-winning team that Solskjaer was part of. And I said it's a title-winning squad, so the time for excuses is over. The other week, Solskjaer privately viewed Chelsea as Man United's biggest title rival. But Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. And what an achievement it would be for Solskjaer if he was to win the Premier League this season. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. This season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer has managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. He's managed 101 games in the Premier League. That game against Newcastle was his 101st Premier League game. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club until 2024. There's an option of a further year, and I did mention we made a mistake giving him that new contract. Maybe we should have waited until the midway point of this season or till the end of this season to decide or not whether to give him the new contract. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years, and reflecting how long he's been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. Before us, Solskjaer was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde, and before Molde he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting them relegated. Don't forget, Ollie managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of this team grow and develop. So Ollie has no proven pedigree as a manager, but that doesn't mean he can't succeed as Manchester United manager. But whatever happens regarding Ollie, we'll always adore him, because at the end of the day he's a club legend. He enjoyed 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. But like I've said to you, when we've been inconsistent and when we are inconsistent, not all of the blame stems from Solskjaer. He's accountable for certain things. But as you all know, there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. Plus, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. Obviously, the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. The main reason they've been one of the biggest issues is because they have put Man United in so much debt. The Glazers have been at Manchester United for 16 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. But to be fair, the Glazers backed Solskjaer in this year's summer transfer window, but only because they'd been persuaded to, because towards the end of last season, a lot of United fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford because the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. But Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, because obviously Woodward was accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was. Plus we've overpaid and that for players in recent years. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. Woodward's leaving Manchester United. It got announced he was leaving back in April when that European Super League came into the equation. Sky Sports News said the other week that Man United are close to appointing Richard Arnold as Ed Woodward's successor as the new chief executive. But you know what? Manchester United did enjoy a good summer transfer window. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free. We brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. So we spent around 140 million in the summer transfer window, and Solskjaer got the backing he deserved, which was good. The disappointments were that we didn't sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window. I'm hoping we can sign a midfielder in January or next summer. Obviously, the news on Declan Rice from West Ham. Reports said last week that Man United identified Declan Rice as #1 midfield transfer target for next summer. Solskjaer is confident on the Declan Rice transfer. Rice is likely to leave West Ham next summer as he targets a club offering Champions League football. When the summer transfer window was open, it did mention that Solskjaer wants Rice, and Declan Rice did mention that he was unhappy with West Ham's 100 million price tag. Rice has rejected a few contract offers at West Ham. Rice has got 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. We also went in for Saul Niguez in the summer transfer window, but didn't get him because he joined Chelsea on loan. We went in for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Obviously, he signed for Real Madrid. And we also went in for Ruben Neves. The other disappointing thing in the summer transfer window was that we only managed to sell one player, and the player we sold was Daniel James. We sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold him is because we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. So there were the disappointments. But I'm expecting Man United to sell players in January and next summer. So the players I want us to get rid of next year, I definitely want us to offload Lingard. I want us to offload Anthony Martial. Don't forget Anthony Martial rejected the chance to join Lyon on loan on deadline day. We need to offload Juan Mata next year. He'll probably leave at the end of this season when his contract expires. Earlier on this year, Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. To be honest with you, I think we need to offload Donny van der Beek in January. He's not getting enough game time at Manchester United. Donny van der Beek should have started yesterday against Newcastle, but he didn't. Solskjaer hints at a new role for Van der Beek this term. He said Solskjaer is prepared to play Donny van der Beek in a midfield 2. You know, Donny van der Beek has told Solskjaer his best position. Van der Beek reckons he'd be best served operating as a number 6 or a number 8. This is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. Van der Beek was close to signing for Everton on loan. You know, Solskjaer rejected Van der Beek's exit. I think we need to offload Matic next year. We need to offload Fred next year. Obviously, Fred didn't play any part yesterday because he's banned. Fred won't be playing any part this Tuesday against Young Boys. Next year, we also need to offload Phil Jones. We also need to offload Diego Dalot. And Cavani, I'm expecting him to leave at the end of this season. So there you go. We did loan quite a few players out in the summer transfer window. We loaned Brandon Williams out. We loaned Ethan Laird out. We loaned Andres Pereira out. We loaned Axel Tuanzebe out. We loaned Tahith Chong out, and we loaned Facundo Pellistri out. But we made the right decisions loaning all them players out because, you know, they'll get more opportunities, plus they'll gain more experience. Solskjaer has endured 5 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. You know what? Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. There's quite a lot of things I've got to credit Ollie for. You know, he's got us top of the Premier League so far this season. At one point last season, he got us top of the Premier League for the first time since the Ferguson era. You can see that progress has been made under Ollie, because Ollie has got us to semi-finals. Also got us to the Europa League final last season. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final. So there you go. And last season, Ollie got us a second place finish in the Premier League. Solskjaer did accept, though, last season wasn't a successful season because obviously we didn't win the Europa League final and you don't get anything for finishing second. but obviously that's something to build on into this season from what we did last season. And in Solskjaer's first full season, he got us a third place finish. He has made good signings as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has signed 14 players so far, and we've spent like 441 million in total under Ole. So in the summer of 2019, Solskjaer recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. Back in January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan, but we let Ighalo go in January. In the summer of 2020, Ole brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. Obviously we loaned Pellistri out in the summer transfer window. In the summer of 2020 we got 4 of those players on deadline day. And in this year's summer transfer window he brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane and Ronaldo. Also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. The players he has got rid of permanently. Obviously he let Daniel James go in the summer transfer window of this year. Like I mentioned, that's the only player we sold. He also released Sergio Romero, did Solskjaer. He also released Joe Pereira. In January, he let Marcus Rojo go and let Timothy Fosu-Mensah go and Odion Ighalo. He's let players like Young go, Valencia go, Smalling go, Darmian go, Herrera go, Angel Gomez go, Fellaini go. Fellaini left back in January 2019. I think he was the first player to leave under Ole. Also let Sanchez go and Romelu Lukaku. So they're a lot of the players we've let go permanently under Ole. And like I said, he's loaned quite a few players out. Solskjaer has more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including the young players. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth. You know, he seems to have a lot of trustworthy in his young players, and we have extended a lot of players' contracts under Ole, which is good. Quite a few weeks ago, Solskjaer did mention he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. So they are the positives. I've told you my biggest concern about Ole, and that's his decision making. Analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been tactically naive. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason he got the job back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. But like I've said to you, we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired, and obviously a lot of United fans predicted it wasn't going to be the same when Ferguson retired. You know, Ferguson enjoyed a 26-27 year tenure at Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. So reflecting on that, he brought success to the club. But Fergie didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So that just indicates it takes some managers time to settle in. And like I've said in regards to Solskjaer, he deserves more time. He does deserve at least this season. If he wasn't to win a trophy this season, then I'd probably say sack Solskjaer. But we will see what happens. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.